S.A.L.T production from the car. Again, you get the low tech because you got the hoodie. You barely get my face. If you look closely, it's a different hoodie. I won't give you the low tech of the window wipers like you got in the Green Bay, Arizona preview. But this time we're previewing Carolina, Arizona championship game in Carolina. The hoodie also represents that it's going to be played in the cold. It's not being played in Arizona. It should be in the 40s, maybe lower 30s because they got the night game this Sunday. And let's analyze what will happen, what possibly could happen this Sunday in light of what happened last week. Carolina last week destroyed Seattle. Now, if you looked at my preview said, oh, Cam's going to come back to earth after a great year. He'll throw a couple of picks. This is against Seattle playoffs. They'll score between 6 and 10 points. If you remember me saying, well, they had more than those points within the first minute of the game. I didn't even get a chance to tune in yet, and they had 14 points. Big run by Stewart. Luke Kuechly, pick 6. Russell Wilson was the one who threw a couple of interceptions, was bad. Now, I didn't expect him to be bad. Expected Cam to be bad. Goes to show you, predictions are a diamond. I still think Seattle's the better team. And I don't think it was a bad prediction. There are many factors that go one way on one team. You go for one team. Many factors that go for the other team. You weigh them, and based on the way you weigh them, I'd say most of the time Seattle would have won that game. Now, there was, I think, one factor I really underestimated, and that is that Carolina is not getting the respect they need, respect they deserve. 15-1. They are a great defense, or a very solid defense. Cam Newton played great this year, as much as I think he's going to falter in the playoff time. He was solid. He's an MVP candidate if he's not the MVP. And the running game, they got a very good running game, and it's well designed with the read option. So you got Cam using his legs as well. That is a tremendous. It's a great team that's being underrated and not being respected. And they took it out on their nemesis, Seattle, and they clobbered Seattle, a team that's they had to get over that hurdle to beat. It's a team that beat them a few times over the last few years, including the playoffs last year. So you underestimate the emotion that no matter who we're facing in that first play, we're going to show we're a 15-1 team. We're going to clobber whoever we face, particularly our nemesis. We're going to go out there and beat Seattle. Now, again, that factor alone, people hear this and say, what are you saying they won because they were more motivated? You'll have the Dan Lebitards of the world that would laugh at what I'm saying. There are a lot of analysts like that. Come on, it's talent. No, I think Seattle has more talent. Seattle's the better team. So Carolina was home. Carolina 15-1, and I do believe that when a team is not respected, that goes a long way in getting them to play a really focused game, a game where they're out and when I mean focused, I mean, yes, more focused than they would have been without the fact that they are disrespected. More focused that they're playing against Seattle. What do you mean? The other team wasn't focused either? The other team didn't come out to want to win? Yeah, of course they did, but this extra focus, this extra incentive, if you deny that fact in football, that when a team is disrespected, they come out stronger, then you're not recognizing how the human being works as far as motivations, bringing out that untapped potential to give more than you would on a usual Sunday, and even on a usual playoff Sunday, which they're already giving more than they would during the regular season. And if you deny that, you don't watch playoff football, because playoff football is clearly more intense than regular season football. Just like the fourth quarter of any game is more intense than the first quarter of any game. That's just the way it is. Even if I'm not saying they're not trying in the first quarter. I'm not saying we're not trying during the regular season. But come playoffs, you're able to reach back and say, hey, if we lose, we're out. They're going to give more. They're going to focus more. Fourth quarter, the game's on the line. They're going to give more and focus more. All right, so with that in mind, I don't think that's happening here. I think there'll be a little bit of a let-up. That's only natural. They got their playoff victory. They showed the world. Again, I'm not saying they're not going to try here. If you think I'm saying that, you're misunderstanding. They say that extra incentive won't be there, that extra focus, that extra intensity. They're not playing a nemesis, Arizona. They've already shown the world that they clobbered Seattle. Again, I'm not saying in their mind they're going to walk out here thinking, oh, we had a successful season. That's it. We don't have to play as well. They won a Super Bowl. They definitely won a Super Bowl here. But again, I think Cam Newton's going to come back to earth here. Arizona defense, not as good as Seattle's defense, but it's a blitzing defense. If Cam Newton puts up more than 13 points in this game, I'd be very surprised. And I was shocked last week. He did a great job. Give all the credit to him. If they do that again, boy, I'm telling you, that means I really underestimated Cam Newton. I insulted him last week. Said he's not even a top 10 quarterback in the league, which people may have said already last year he was a top 10 quarterback. I say, even as of now, he's not a top 10 quarterback. Certainly what he did last week would raise his stock, and if he did it again, I'd clearly put him in the top 10. He's the number one quarterback, one of the number ones this year. Again, I'm not saying he's definitely an MVP candidate. He had a great season, but a game like this against Arizona, let's see how he does here. I said that last week, but let's see. I don't think he's going to put up more than 13 points. Now, how is Carson Palmer going to do? I did in my preview of Arizona last week say, oh, Arizona's going to easily take care of Green Bay. Again, that should have been what happened. Aaron Rodgers did better than I thought. And I did mention that the offense that you see from Arizona, you got to give Bruce Arians a lot of the credit. I took away from the credit of Carson Palmer saying that he was washed up years ago and that it's only because of Bruce Arians that he is doing this well. Well, you did see the bad Carson Palmer come out a little bit, one terrible interception in the end zone. He was errant. You want to blame it now? It sounds like they're trying to blame it on that bandage on his finger, that it's causing him high throws. All right, maybe. But that was a bad game for Carson Palmer last week. They got by. There'll be a slow production on the Hail Mary Part 2 from Aaron Rodgers. That's coming out, but I have no idea how many points they're going to score here. This is against a very tough Carolina defense. Again, I would think that because the offense has been great all year, they'll be pretty good here and they'll score more than 13 and win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Palmer throws a couple interceptions, just as Russell Wilson was bad last week. The Carolina defense is excellent. Love that Kuechly. Love Thomas Davis. Norman in the secondary. Arizona will miss Tyrann Mathieu, by the way, when they're on defense. That was the name I couldn't think of when I was given the preview last week. That's a star guy that Arizona's missing. I'm not giving you a prediction other than to say that I would think Carolina's the favorite by 3. I certainly would take Arizona with the 3 points. I would think Arizona's going to win. Again, low scoring game, unless of course the turnovers are deep in the other, deep in territory, and it leads to easy scores. But for as far as offensively, I don't think Cam Newton's going to be moving the ball and I don't believe that Carson Palmer is going to be moving it as easily as all season. I would think, but Arizona will get more than the 13 points that I expect for. I'm more confident that Cam will struggle. I'm not as confident that Carson Palmer would struggle. There's your preview. Championship. This Sunday. S.A.L.T production. Strong analysis. Low tech. You got the car. You got the rainy weather. Look at the rainy weather out there. Cloudy. It might even rain there. It's going to rain in Denver from what I see in the forecast. It might rain in Carolina too. Yeah, you got cold weather. Playoff football. S.A.L.T. Another S.A.L.T production.